Okay, so this is the 2025 Cadillac Escalade. This is a Sport Platinum trim. And basically the difference between this and a premium luxury is the trim pieces on the exterior. So the Sport Platinums do not have any chrome. So the trim here, the trim down here and down there. On the Sport Platinums, it's black or the Sports. And then on the premium luxury trim, these pieces are all chrome. So this is a Sport Platinum trim, and this is the ESV. So it's the extended wheelbase. The Sport Platinums come standard with the 22-inch wheels. The Sport Platinums also come standard with the power running boards. And the Sport Platinums also have the black trim pieces there around the windows. So that's how you know if it's a sport model. Remote start and all that. Double tap. When the vehicle is locked, you double tap the circular button to remote start. You double tap this button to open up the lift gate. And then you double tap this button to open up the window on the lift gate. If you double tap the circular button again, it'll turn off the vehicle. Now, the really cool thing with the 24 models is they have power doors. They're not enabled yet, but they will be in the future. So there's a motor inside the doors. And then here's the power steps. So this specific unit has the Whisper Beige interior all around with the Alcantara headliner. It's got the upgraded sound system, 36 speakers, heated ventilated seats, massaging seats, soft closed doors. All the ones we order have the bucket seats for the center. There's a button here. You can press it. It'll bring it down once. You let go of the button. You hit the button again, and it brings it up. This one has the all-weather liners, illuminated sill plates, and then you just manually push it back. It comes standard with the rear entertainment, pano sunroof, and there's speaker headphones that are in the glove. Those are the wheels. The Platinums also come with the magnetic ride standard and the air ride suspension standard. In the future, when the software update goes live, when you walk up to the car, there's a radar in here. You just tap the button that's inside the handle and the door will automatically open. And then the driver will have the control center and they can close the door from the cabin. You can only get the 6.2 V8 or the supercharged on the V series. It is set up for towing. There is a hitch under this panel here. There's one screw there and one screw there. You twist it, you pull it back, and then you can bring it out. This one has the interior protection package, which gives you the all-weather liners in the cargo as well. You have a standard outlet here, and then you can lower the third row from here or bring it up. And then you can also lower the second row, but you have to manually bring it up. So 1 and 2. If you ever get stuck and you need the jack to lift it to put the spare on, there's a full-size spare under there. The jack is right there. You just peel this back and then you get access to your jack. To close it, just hit that button or the button on the key fob. And this is the backside here. That's the trim. So this is the Whisper Beige. The Sport Platinums only come in black, Whisper Beige, which is this, and then sheer gray. And you can kind of hear the motor there. So there's a little bit of a give and a soft close. So to start off from here, window controls, mirrors. You can fold in mirrors by hitting this button if you park in a tight spot, or fold them out. This is to set your seat memory. So you set your seat position, you set your steering wheel position, you set your mirror positions, and then once you're all happy, you take the individual key fob, set 1. It'll remember it to that profile to the key fob. Then you come in with the second key fob. The second person sets their seat position, mirror, and steering wheel, set 2, and that'll remember it to that key fob. And then this is the exit position. So you can bring the steering wheel all the way up, bring the seat back and down, so it's easier for you to come out. So as soon as you put the vehicle in park, set exit, it'll remember the exit position, so it's easier for you to jump in and jump out the car. Automatic parking brake, it'll kick in when you park in an incline or a decline. You never have to disable it. As soon as you put the vehicle in drive, it'll automatically disable. This is your trailer brake. This is for your gain, and this is the brightness for the interior LEDs. This button right here adjusts the steering wheel, and then these are this is your paddle shifters. So you have one on this side and one on that side. Drive modes. So let me turn the vehicle on. All right. So this is the standard gauge. And we'll start with drive modes. So drive modes are right there. And it shows you right here. So basically, most of the time you can be in two-wheel drive. Then it gets a little bit wet outside, or there's some issues, you can hit auto and it switches to auto. Then you have four-wheel high. If you want to use four-wheel low, you have to put the car in neutral. And then keep it at that basically. But most of the time you'll be in two-wheel drive. And then you can switch on the fly. You don't have to do anything. You can even be on the highway. This car currently has 11 miles on it. That's your compass, and then your fuel range and all that. Modes. There's a mode button right there. So if I hit the mode button, you get multiple modes. You have sport mode, off-road, tow haul, and my mode. With my mode, you can adjust the steering wheel, the suspension, and the engine sound depending on what you prefer. But most of the time you'll be in touring, and that's what will give you the best fuel economy. Now, next to that, this is your air ride down and air ride up button. So if I click the air ride up button, that's your ride height. So most of the time, you'll be driving in normal mode. Then if it's a little snowy out there, you can switch it to increased mode. And then the last mode is the maximum mode. So that's for when it's really dicey going to the mountain, but you have to be in four-wheel drive low for it to work. And then the final mode is entry exit. So when you put the vehicle in park, the air ride suspension will lower the vehicle like it is doing right now. So it's easier for you to jump in and jump out. And the way you know is by that green symbol right there. So right now it's lowering the vehicle. Once it's at its full lower position, that will go away. On the steering wheel, on the left side, this is your shift mode, so you can change it to low gears. This is your heated steering wheel button. This is your cruise control button. So if I click this right now, that little symbol pops up above the 0 miles per hour. So off, on. This is to cancel the trip, or basically no one really ever uses that. And then this is your super cruise button. So it's very simple. If you want to use cruise control, you turn on your cruise control, and then let's say you're driving 55 miles an hour. As soon as you're ready, you just pull down on this trigger. That will set your speed at whatever speed you're going. And then if you keep pressing up, it'll increase the speed. At this point, you are in standard adaptive cruise control. So what that means is the vehicle is speeding up and slowing down depending on the distance between you and the car that's in front of you. And the way you adjust it is with this button right here. So if I click that, there's your gap. So the more boxes you have, the further away you are. So you get 3 boxes. So that's minimum gap, medium gap, and then you have your maximum gap. So at this point, you've set your gap, you set your adaptive cruise control. All you're doing is steering. This is your Super Cruise bar. It has 3 lights: red, blue, and green. Red means Super Cruise is unavailable. Blue means Super Cruise is available by reading and you need to have control. And then green means Super Cruise is fully on. So you've turned on your cruise control, you've set your adaptive cruise control, you're cruising on the highway at 55 miles an hour. As soon as you want to use Super Cruise, you just click this button right here and Super Cruise will enable. So right now it's unavailable because I'm parked. Once you hit the green button, this will turn blue, and as soon as it turns green, you can let go. At that point, it's driving by itself on the highway, going with the road, turning with the road. You can hit the blinker. It'll look for an opening. It'll show you a picture of your car there, and then it will switch lanes, left or right. And then if you want to cancel out the automatic lane change, you can just cancel it out by hitting it again. Super Cruise works extremely well, and the way it makes sure that you're paying attention is with this camera right here. So as long as you're just sitting, driving, and paying attention, you're fine. Whenever it tells you, it'll give you a warning right there in the screen, or this will start flashing red or blue. Anytime you see it red or blue, you have to take full control and you have to give it a little shimmy to let it know that you're there. To disable cruise control or Super Cruise, the easiest way to do it is to either hit your brake or you just turn it off completely. On this side, you have your music shortcut, AM, FM, your phone shortcut. These two buttons will skip songs. This is your phone hang up button and also your music mute button. So if the music is playing, I don't have anything playing right now, but there's that. If I click this button, it'll mute the music. And then this is your Siri or your Google button. So it'll listen to what you're saying.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Turn on the ventilated seats.
Got it. Turning on seat fan for the driver.
It works really well. And then if you press it, you can click it again to cancel it out, or you can press it and then click the back arrow to cancel it out. It works extremely well. This button is for volume up and down, volume up, volume down. And then this button is for your cluster. So this is your normal gauge. If I press up, it'll bring up the menu. I can press down, go to Google Maps, and then if I press in, that's your enter button. So there's your Google view. Driver assistance is very cool. It shows you a picture of your car, gives you your lanes, and then your gap adjustment. If all these boxes are green and the lanes are green, it means you're safe. If they're orange, it means you're on the line or getting closer to a car or whatnot. Night vision works really well at nighttime. Basically, it's for when you're out in the rural roads, there are no lights. If any animals jump out, night vision will catch it and give you a warning. And then lastly, you have your AR camera. The AR camera is using a camera that's behind this box there to basically make it easier for you to see in front of you. And if you ever use navigation, it will give you the images on the screen. And that's how you switch them. So you just pull up or down, go to whichever one you want to go to, and then press enter. All right, so that's the steering wheel and basically the entire left side. This is your control center. Very simple. You have your seat controls. So if I click that, you have your heated seat controls, your ventilated, your heated steering wheel, your heated steering wheel for the driver and for the passenger. If I click massage, it'll pull up your massage menu because it comes standard in the Platinum. And to turn it on, you just press which one you want. So if I want neat, it just turns it on. You can bring down the sensitivity or just turn it off. So on, sensitivity down, and to turn it off, just press that. If I click temperature, go in here, turn off the ventilated seats. Click massage, hit wave, and it automatically defaults to 3 settings. And then you can hit passenger and do the passenger side. You can also change your position and set up your seat memory from this screen, but you do have the buttons right there. So this is your seat controls, and then this is your massage control. So if I twist that forward, it'll turn on the massaging seats. So going back, so these are your seat controls. This is for your ventilation. So you can sync it, and then the driver's side basically syncs everything. You can bring up the fan speed. You can go auto, or you can say, hey Google, turn off ventilation.
Got it. Turning off fan.
This button right here is for your climate controls as well. So you have the front and the rear, and then you can change the direction of the fan. This button right here is another shortcut to your seating position. This is your control center. So actually, let me go into reverse a little bit, so it's easier to see. All right. So once again here, these are your seat controls. So you got your massage, you got your position. This is your control center. So if you click that, it will take you to control center. Child safety locks, drive. This is for traction control. So you can turn it on or off. Lane assist is on. There's also a lane assist shortcut right there. Doors and windows, you can basically turn on child safety locks and whatnot. You can open the glove box from here because there's no more handle. So you have to do it with the control center. Lights, it's set up on auto high beams, and the headlights are in automatic mode. Universal home remotes. There used to be buttons for your garage door opener here. They removed that. You have to go to universal home remotes and add your garage door opener. There will be instructions there. Heads up display. So there's a heads up display built in. It's really hard to see right now, but you can go in here, hit HUD, and then you can adjust it or just turn it off. So if I click this, it turns it off completely. I click it, turns it on, and then you can adjust the brightness. You can bring the height, the vertical height up or down, and you can rotate it if you're wearing polarized sunglasses. Power assist steps, they're on automatic, but you can turn them off or you can deploy them if you ever need to. And then this is for your headlights. It's just a shortcut. Always leave it on auto. This is your lane assist. It's on. If you hold it down, you can turn it off, or sorry, double tap. So now it's off and then back on. And then this is your shortcut for your camera button. So if you click that, it pulls up the cameras. If you click it again, it turns it off. So let's say you're in control center, hit that once, boom, there's your camera. And then you can adjust the camera settings. So you can go, basically you have your front cam, then you have your back cam, you have your side cam so you don't curb the wheels, you have your hitch cam if you want to hook up your hitch, and it actually works really, really well. As soon as you go into reverse, it kicks in, but it's really nice having this shortcut there. And then on this side, if you click that, that's just another way to pull up the seat controls. Now, there's also this little arrow up here. So if you bring that down, it gives you more shortcuts. Heads up display. There's your rear control lock. Child safety locks. Glove box release. Glove box release. So if I hit that, it brings down the glove box. Power window lockout. Shortcut to your camera. Auto high beams. Auto park assist. This is great. So the auto parking on this is pretty incredible. You have to be in drive for it to work, but you can hit the arrow, comes down, it gives you different parking options, and then you can basically tell it where to park. Parking assist is basically the sensors, just always leave it on. And then if you go to the second page, you have your traction control. Wireless charger there. Cup holders, a little storage apartment here. Hazards, auto hold. Basically, if you're buckled up and in drive and enable auto hold, if you get to a light and it's a long light, you can put your foot down, leave it down. It'll say auto hold here, and the vehicle will hold itself, and you can take your foot off the brake. It's a really cool feature. And then this is just a quick button for your ventilation. So if I hit that, it turns on the ventilation. And you can kind of hear it turning on right now. And then if I hit it again, it turns it off. Now, this is touchscreen, but most people will never use it because it's just too far of a distance. So you will use this. This is basically your mouse. These are your shortcut buttons. So if I click that, navigation, music, and then this is your home button. So the home button is the button you'll use the most. Whenever you're in any app and you just want to, let's say, get out, just hit the home button and it will take you out. And then this is a back button. So let's say you go to settings and you go to vehicle, you go to I don't know, comfort and convenience, and then you want to turn on a specific feature, and instead of just going all the way home, you just want to go back individually, you just hit the back button. So it just takes you back individually. And then this is volume up and down. And then if you press it, it mutes it as well. Now, I'll be using the dial from this point on. So the dial has multiple functions. You can use it as a scroller. So I'm scrolling left and right. If I press down on it, it brings you down to the bottom menu here. There's a second menu there, and then there's a third one here. So if I want to go to the second menu right there, which is the glove box release, I press left or right, and that takes me there. So once again, I'm pressing right, takes me to the second menu. If I want to go to the corner menu there, I hit right again, and it takes me there. And if I want to press enter, I just press down on the dial. Here's that. So on this menu, it's pretty simple. That's a digital home button, digital shortcut button. So that's your navigation and your music on this side. That's your music button. That's your navigation button. That's your phone connection button. And then this is your trailer button. So those are all your shortcuts that you have. If I go there, I'm basically home. Hey Google, turn off the massaging seats.
Sorry, I don't understand.
So sometimes it doesn't understand you, which is understandable. So I can click here. I can go to massage. I can take the sensitivity, bring it down, and now the massaging seats are off. Vehicle status, pretty simple. It basically gives you all your information about your vehicle, your maintenance and all that's needed. You can click the buttons there to see your tire pressure. You can go on this side, you can go to maintenance, and it will basically tell you your oil life, your engine air life, all the little information about your vehicle. You can go to gauges, and it'll give you your PSIs, your temperature gauge, your oil, and all that. And then it also has the trips. So trip 1, trip 2, it shows you your fuel economy and whatnot. So that's what vehicle status is. My Cadillac, you will get the app. You also get full access to schedule servicing, go into the manual if there's recalls. So you can log in on the Escalade and it'll do that. Google Assistant, I've been using it for a little bit. Play Store, you can download more apps. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, camera. Basically the same button as this button. So if I hit home and I click that, the camera pulls up. If I hit home and click that, the camera pulls up. Alexa, you can set it up. Trailering, it'll remember your trailer. You can name your trailer, it'll do the checklist. Settings, if you go in here and go to vehicle, you can change settings regarding the vehicle. So Super Cruise is set to automatic. Turn signal activated view, this is really cool. So I'll put it in drive. Now if I hit the blinker, it'll pull up your blind side. So I'm hitting the right blinker, there's your blind side view. If I hit the left blinker, it's showing me the blind side for the left side. So it works really well. If you're driving and it pulls up and you just want to get out of it, just hit the home button and it'll cancel out. One thing I would mess with is the audio settings. So if you go in here, go to sound, you can go to sound mode and set it up to full surround sound. You can go into the equalizer and adjust, the equalizer. Adaptive volume is great. So if it gets really loud outside, the sound will just change by itself. So it sounds nice and clean in here. And then there's just multiple settings. Super Cruise lane change, it's always good to set it up for turn signal activated. Comfort and convenience, there's an option in here. So hands-free exterior storage access. What this means is if your key fob, if it's on and your key fob is in your pocket, you walk to your lift gate, you stand by it. If you're close enough, it'll beep 4 times and it'll automatically open. If you don't want it to open, you just walk away. It's a very cool feature. So they remove the lift gate opening with the foot. This is the only way to do it. Remote mirror folding, basically when you lock the car, the mirror will fold in. Renaissance wiper, that's all good. Easy exit vehicle height. If you turn that on, basically when you put the vehicle in park, the vehicle will lower, so it's easier for you to jump in and jump out. Collision detection systems, it's pretty much dialed in from the factory. Driver assistance is always on. Power door locks, it's on right now. Remote lock, right height, power steps. Seating position, you can set it up to remember your seating positions. But this is just basically where you would go to set up your vehicle menu. Second page, ambient lighting. There is a ridiculous amount of ambient lighting customization. So if I go down here to customize, and I go here, you can change everything. So you can go to accent, let's say you put it at blue, and then you have all sorts of shades. If you go to glow, you can put it to red. You have all sorts of shades. This is fully customizable. It's a lot of different settings you can set up, but that's the gist of it. So there's full ambient lighting, and it really pops at nighttime. If you go here to brightness, you can bring the brightness up. You can sync the brightness. There's just so much you can do. You can also link it to different modes, which is kind of insane. But yeah, so that's what that is. Ambient lighting. Auto park assist, so same thing. You can tell it to exit, or you can tell it to park. So whenever you're driving and you go to a parking lot, you hit park. You tell it what kind of spot you want to park in, hit OK. The computer will do the rest for you and will give you instructions. And then same with leaving the parking spot. Wi-Fi hotspot, it comes with 3 years of Wi-Fi built in. That's your username. That's your password. If you hit the little pen, you can adjust it. Audio is basically AM, FM, Sirius XM, Bluetooth. Maps is Google Maps. Phone is your phone connection. Entertainment hub. That's for the driver's side. So if I click here, the passenger side has full YouTube, Hulu, YouTube Kids, and a web browser. There's an HDMI port right there. And in order for them to be able to use this, you need to go in here and accept terms and conditions. When you put the vehicle in drive, it blacks out. So right now, we're not in drive. If I put in drive, it blacks out. If you don't want to use it, you can just tap the screen and just hit the power button. Turns it off. Podcasts and news is normal stuff. So this is kind of like an Apple iPhone or an Android. There's pages. So see this little blue dot there? That's your second page. And then that's your first page. If you hold down one of these apps, you can move them around to the first page or the second page. So most people put their least favorite apps in the second page and their favorite apps in the first page. Down there's a little bell. So if I go here, see that little bell right there? If there's ever a red dot, it means you have an update. So just go ahead and do that. And then that is your driver. You're basically your mode. So you can have profiles, a driver profile, a guest profile, a secondary driver, whatever you have. So that's this. Up here, you can open your shade. That's to open the sunroof. That's to tilt it. This is to lower or raise the third row. This is for the lift gate. This is the motion sensor. So let's say you want to park the car at Costco and lock it up, leave your dog inside, but still have the alarm on. You can turn off the motion sensor in the vehicle. So the dog can run around and the alarm won't go off. And then you can turn it back on. And this is a camera. This is a new feature. So in the mobile app, the My Cadillac app, you can just pull up the interior camera at any time and see what's going on. This has the regular mirror or the automated mirror. This is your menu button. Click it once. It brings up the menu for brightness. Click it again. It will bring the zoom in and zoom out menu. Click it one more time. You can adjust the vertical position. And the way you adjust it is with the two buttons right here. So I can bring the brightness up or down. If I click it again, I can zoom in or zoom out. If I click it one more time, I can bring the mirror position up or down. But once you get used to this, you'll always use it because the line of sight is absolutely enormous. In here, Bluetooth headphones. So this was optioned with the cooler. So basically, if you hit it once, turns on. And if you hit it one more time, that's max. So you can have your cold water in here. And you got a couple of USB ports there. So I'm going to turn it off. And then you got your headphones here. There are speakers in the headrest that are enabled. So when you put the vehicle in surround mode, it'll always work. And you don't have to worry about anything. And then basically, that's the gist of it. I know there's a lot more information. If you have any specific questions, you can, reach out and let me know. If I turn it off and get out. Oh, lastly, I should probably show you this. So this is your control center. the Escalades are built with the automatic doors. So if you hit this arrow here, oh, sorry, you go there, control center. You go to your control center, hit doors. At some point there will be a software update and you'll have 4 sliders, one there, one there, one there, one there. When that's enabled, you can take your finger and you can hit the slider and you can automatically open the door and close it. So this will eventually update where it will do that. You just have to wait for the update and perform the update. It's a very cool feature, and once it's enabled, you'll literally use it every single day. And then once again, you have the shortcut for your auto park assist. All right, so that's that. I'm gonna turn it off now. Now on the door, it's not like a Yukon or any other vehicle where there's a button to press to lock it. The way you do it is there's a little Cadillac symbol right here. If you just press it, it locks up. So it's like a haptic thing. So now it's locked up. No one can get into it. But if your key fob is near you, you can get into it. So once again, locked. And then there's your visual cue. These ones come enabled, or we add the cross rails. There are some keyholes there and there, and you can adjust it and slide it off.